Okay, today's exercise, because the window mask is moving along quite nicely, obviously we're going to look at putting that back in soon. Up in here is the windscreen wiper motor. So with the window mask leaking, it went down and it run down onto the steel bracket here that holds the wiper motor. So I'll better take it out, which I have obviously. She goes that way around, sorry. See, it's got a part number on there too. And yeah, you can see the damage at the top there. So I was thinking about making a whole new bracket. I thought, well, that's all a bit of an overkill. Never going to see it, as long as it's prepped correctly and some CRC anti-rust kill on it probably, and prime it and paint it. So yeah, it's a little bit gone off just here. So I'll attempt just to build that up. Put a bit in there with a MIG. It's not going to fall off. But this top piece, it's all disappeared and gone. So I was rummaging through my junk pile and I found this old gate hinge. Buggered that end and didn't work, but the top, the angle's slightly different, but I'll fit that up in there somehow like that. I'll just cut it off to suit and re-drill the hole and weld that on. Told you it's going to be a farm truck. People would be proud of that gate hinge in it. So yep, I'll grab a couple of shots as I do that. Right, got that bracket welded up. The paint should hold it together. I just welded that piece on there. You can see my joint. Cleaned it all and a bit of paint. Wiper motor, cleaned the arm up, done the same. Buffed it all, bit of paint. So while I'm waiting for all that to dry, go for a walk. So this is the passenger door window, and when I took it out, well, opened the door panel up to get at the latches, I could see that this here was in a bad way, and this bracket goes on here for the window winder to go onto, and it was still attached, but I just pulled it until it come off. So I'm trying to get this off the glass, and obviously, yeah, the object of the game is not to break the window. You know what I'm like with windows. So I had a bit of a thought. So I'm going along with my air tool with a cut-off wheel, which is nearly worn out. I don't have another one here. And I'm just slowly zip cutting it along here and just pulling this up, because this is just absolutely stuck to the glass. It's got a rubber under it, obviously, to stop it coming off. So I'm just working away at that slowly. I'll show you the outcome once I get it done. Right, as you can see, success. We got it off. And I haven't broken it yet. So here's all the pieces. I run out of wheels, so I ended up cheating. The safety man would love it. Got a worn out wheel, I'll just put that on there and lightly cut. Yeah, now the challenge, make another piece. I have got sheet metal. I'm thinking about whether I bend a piece up or some aluminium. I wonder whether I should show some of the things I do around here. But I own gumboots, call myself a farmer, so I'm allowed to do these things. So I found a piece of aluminium, and I'm going to attempt to bend it around that. It's about the glass thickness. I wanted to go a little bit more because I still want to put padding in there, but we'll figure that one out. So I'm attempting to bend that. I tried it in my guillotine roller folder machine down there. I did my exhaust strapping in, muffler straps. But yeah, this is too thick, it's too strong. So I've just clamped it in the vise, and I'm just beating it until I get it around. Eventually I'll put it in the vise and just close it up. It may tear. I just thought I'll pick the camera up and show it. Somehow I've got to make content to keep this all going. Right, so there's my cut off, because it was too high in the strapping. The filing required. I know I've closed it up too much. I'll have to work at that a bit. So I want to get some strapping in there. I've got some webbing material to stick onto the glass. Carry on. As you can see, success. Put it on there. So yeah, I've screwed that to there. Obviously I can't weld from tin to aluminium, so I just drilled it, put some self tappers in there, and yes, I have cut the screws off flush inside so they don't stick through. And then I found some material here laying around here, not sure, some sort of, it's not butane, it's a tar type material. Anyway, it's about the right thickness for me, it's not going to go rotten. So I cut a piece of that and folded it and put it inside there, and I tried sliding this up onto the glass, but I couldn't, so I started it on the end here, put a bit of WD-40 on the glass, and yeah, slid along. Took a bit to push it on there. Obviously I got my clamping about right, and I can't pull it off. I can hold the glass and I can't get that off easily, so it's going to be effective for a window to slide up and down. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with how that come out. And why did I go to aluminium? Because I had it, and I had a look at the driver's side, and it is different again because it's air operated, which would have been passenger side in the US. They've used a piece of aluminium on there as well. Whether it's factory, don't know. But well, that's going to be the answer. The water runs down in the door, and as they do, and yeah, that's going to last a long time. Next saga of the journey. All the cabs and pieces, you just got to keep going. I looked at this doghouse here, and I was like, I lifted the corner of this cover one day, and I could see the foam was all had it. So yeah, I'm in the process of removing it. So I'll grab a couple of shots. Everything is just absolutely ugly. I'll get it all out and have a big clean up. Found a bit of money. There's some more there. Yeah. What is it? 1 shilling. An old 10-cent piece. Found a bit of US money. It's unusual because the cab's been to pieces, obviously, to do the conversion. Yeah, it must have been trapped in something. It's jiggled out. So just pulling this and having a bit of a thought. I might do a bit of research whether I can get it in town or have to order online. Might get some want some noise cancelling insulation foam on there, obviously. And I'm just gonna hop down here. Ooh, thinking get sticky, double-sided sticky foam. I know it'll be hard to install, but yeah, stick it on there obviously, and then peel the back off, and once all this is cleaned up, if I can clean it, get rid of all the rubbish, that hopefully would stick to the other side of the product. So just a thought I'm having. Right, I'll carry on pulling this crap off and we'll have a big clean up. Happy times. Been shopping this morning. Went to our local foam rubber supply shop in town here. Yep, got the door seals and some sticky adhesive back as well that goes on the top of the door. This is cab, and also had some rubber strip. So yeah, 1.5 mil, 10 meters. I need 9.4 meters, I think. Sorry for you Northern Hemisphere people, got to talk in meters, metrics. So I'm talking metrics, but I can show you there. So that's going to go under the fuel tank straps. Go on these. And for the dog house inside the truck, I've got some of this material here. So it's apparently adhesive on one side. It's going to be fun. So that's a noise, heat. I think it's what they wrap hot water cylinders in. That's So I got a couple of meters of that, and my thoughts are, not sure how I'll do it, but there's my vinyl off the doghouse. Somehow I'll probably put the sticky to the truck, and then I'll think about how I'm going to stick the vinyl to the shiny side of this stuff. Be the best, I think. Don't know, I'll work that one out. And then for the flooring, the floor mat area, I got this. Don't ask me what sort of product it is, but it's, yeah, reduces noise, obviously, being on the aluminium. Because I took a sample, I'll show you the existing flooring that was in it. So I took a sample of this in there, and the guy took one look. He said, oh yeah, he said, well, you can't buy it like that. He said, that's been glued, which you can see that it's been glued onto this. I said, oh, well, what's the other option for products? So we had a look at matting that goes in back of pickups and the trays, but none of it was, well, it's possible, but it wasn't as thick as this. I think we need to maintain the thickness because of what it sits on under there on the floor. There's bolts sticking up, and so I think I would have had issues with the other one. So what I did was, as you can see, bought this, and then I said, well, what are we going to stick to it? He said, oh, there's a few options with designs. So I went for that look, and I'll glue that down to the blue product. I think that'll look alright for flooring. Then bought a sheet of foam to redo the back of the sleeper. It'll start to perish. I need to lay that out and work it all out. Pretty sure it's more than enough there. We've worked out the squares. So that's this morning's little venture. Mother will be happy when she sees the bill come through for that. It's got to be done though. It's something you have to understand. You're going to restore a truck. You just can't do it with monopoly money. They eat money, and a lot of it to do. But it's something I always wanted to own, was a cab over truck, and especially something a bit different like a Peterbilt. You're not going to drive down the road and see another one coming at you in a hurry. Not here. Attempt number one. And there'll only be one because material wise can't have another go at this. I've chucked that on there, and I've drawn the outline roughly. I've oversized it so I can trim it when I get it in there. I know it looks pretty dirty, but actually in this material there is a natural, I don't know what it is, it's like a black, isn't it? It's got black lines. It's not grease, it's not dirt, because the seat's got it as well on the edge. But I mean, I'll armour all that up when it's in the truck and it's all finished. It's going to get walked on and all sorts. I'll just show you the seat here as well. You can see it in there with a light on it. It's got different shades of, I call it blue. It's got a light and dark shade in it. And that material on the doghouse is the same. I love showing my disasters. So I did a dry fit and cut areas to get it on there. And I lifted this side to the middle and took the sticky off and started laying it, working over. It's usually like that, it's struggling to get in, because you've got to sort of cut it, I think, to get it to sit down. Stretching it at the moment on the corner there. And when you get to here, it won't fold over the sharp edge here, but the flooring's probably going to come up against that anyway, so I won't get carried away just yet. And places like that where that folds over, it's not very happy about doing that. So go around the other side and I'll show you what's happened over there. Right, I can see why I never became a dressmaker. We fell a bit short. That's not an issue in the sense I've still got quite a few offcuts, got some big straight pieces over there, so I can cut some strips and just put it on there. Yeah, it's pretty difficult here to get this around the sharp corners and around the gear shift here. Laid it down. So my next plan of attack is, it went in there, alright, cool. I'm not sure when the dash sits on here what's going to happen, because yeah, it's about what was under there when I took it off, but hopefully it should all go back on. We'll make it work. My next thoughts are I'm going to throw the lining in there and sit that on there and start and stretch it out and work it into where it's got to be, and I'll get it around this gear shift so I can keep cutting and trimming and doing things to try and get it back down. Put a bracket on the bottom, this side come up, yeah, pretty good. I've just sat the dash back on there. I just wanted to see where we're going to be on here. Yeah, put another bit down the bottom here as well. You will see that, but it's tidy. I mean, if it was going to be a show truck, you wouldn't even be doing this. You would reupholster and start again with good material. As I said, it's going to be a workhorse. I'll flog it. And on the inside of here, I've put a clamp. Just wanted to hold that down, even that all this dash sits on there, but and shift the drill. And over inside there, I put one where it folded to hold it all down along there. Now, I think my next thought will be I might muck around with the flooring. I can't fit it, but I can get it all cut and get the blue piece in, as we call it, the jandal material. Then I can cut the black piece to go on top, and I can lay it on the floor and glue it all and set something heavy on it and leave it for a couple of days. So yeah, we'll work away at that. This will be like a lullaby, watching me work and fall asleep. Just, I put the old mat in here, and I'm just sitting things in which I'm going to go back in. And yeah, it is full of dust, all that. It's covered in sanding dust. Oops, shocking. Yeah, I just want to see how all that fitted. I see there we've got a bit of a issue going on. Yeah, we'll stretch that out a bit on the new one. I just wanted to set the controls back in here, and I see the mat goes over the lip there, so I just wanted to check when I do the cutting that this as a template will work. I didn't want to be half an inch short along there and have it look a bit stupid. So I think we'll be alright. I've already done the passenger side for fitment, and yeah, we're going to have to make it a bit skinnier on the door, because the other side I got the insulation down quite a bit lower, so it's pushed the floor mat over. But yeah, I've got that screwed up tight there, so that's squeezed all this side up. Right, we'll go out and do a bit of marking out. Right, when I bought the sheet of this jandal material, the guy said there's enough there to do what you want to do. I just gave him the squares or the mats. So I chucked it on the other way and thought, well, that doesn't work. So I put it on this way, and I thought to myself, I'm going to set those together. One's the wrong way, one's the right way, and there's only one cut then to do in the middle. Should work. A little bit of wastage obviously on the end here, and obviously the big seat piece comes out. Might use it somewhere else later, and I'll have a decent strip off the side there. Might put it up on the roof. It's the same sort of material that was in the roof. Jam it up, stop it rattling. Peterbilts don't rattle, do they? The engine make that much noise you won't hear the rattles. You're going supersonic. Right, I'll do some marking out and see how we go. Right, done the outlines on there. I could time lapse this, but then you'll see all my mistakes. Can't show that. I was having a bit of a brain fart while I was marking out, thinking I'm clever. I've got one mat upside down and got the other one that way up, and managed to overlap them there and cut one line. I was thinking about it while I was sitting there going, yeah, this is marginal, this here, dimension wise. My matting I'm going to glue to this. I was thinking to myself, like Mike the truck nut, he did the same when he was doing his fiberglass. He cut a template, but he didn't think about rotating it, so he ended up with the so-called wrong side to what he wanted. And the same will happen here if I do that. One's upside down, one's the right way. So I certainly can't unroll that on there, and we'll do the same. So I'll cut my jandals out, and then I'll sit them on this black mat to see that it's going to fit, obviously. See if I can get it to work. Right, to cut it I just got a sheet of ply here, sharp knife, got new blades in it, and steel ruler just to run along. We'll see how it goes. Okay, I went and test fitted the jandal material. That's why there's a bit of pink marker on there, so I know it's the correct orientation, correct way up. So I've chucked it on the black matting here. I've tried it different ways to try and eliminate wastage, and obviously to make sure it's not going to be a upside down mat when I make it. Shadow's pretty bad. So yep, I've marked it out, do a bit of cutting, and we shall see how it fits. I'll try and put an end on this video. Normally, yeah, the scene just cuts out and then the end of my video blog comes up. I'm not sure what we're going to get out of this video or what you would have seen. That's not good. I hope you enjoyed watching what I put up this week. It's a lot of bits and pieces, I know, of what's going on. I don't do long days on it. It's just whatever I can do, and relying on what I can find in town for supplies as I go along. The window mask, yeah, I'll go and have a catch up with him, see how far he's got. Going to be a bit of a slow process there regarding refitting of it. I can just keep working away at the cab. I need to sand the rest of it yet, I haven't done that. And just keep ticking away at bits I can bolt back on. Obviously there's a limit because I need to get that window mask in and get the roof refitted. So no doubt you'll see it as I slowly blog it as I go. I hope you enjoy it, and thanks for watching.